Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode we're going to be talking about the Carolina Panthers versus Philadelphia Eagles Week 6 matchup based on analytics. Each week I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, it'll always be very fluid. Way of keeping track of various team trends and give you guys information as to little nuggets of data that could become bigger nuggets of data as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics, and if you are new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So starting with this one particular game, when you look at the basic NFL stat comparison sheet, again, NFL stat basics is just the basics. How's the offense performing? How's the defense performing? How are they doing when it comes to turnovers, allowing sacks, special teams, all that kind of stuff. And when you look at the basic overall data, it favors the Eagles in this particular matchup. And let's get into some reasons why. So when you look at the basic sort of stuff, so the total D score, just start with that. The total D score is basically the ability for the defense to prevent first downs. It's very evenly matched, but the Eagles have the advantage there. And then when you look at the total O score, which is the ability to create first downs as an offense, fairly close, but Eagles have the prize, like in terms of, they're better. They're just better when it comes to creating first downs with their offense, and they're better in terms of preventing first downs with their defense. And then when you look at turnover ratio, Eagles, pretty dang good, don't allow a lot of turnovers. Panthers, on the other hand, up to this point, have been about average when it comes to turnover ratio. When it comes to sack ratio, the Panthers allow more sacks than the Eagles. When it comes to offensive score percentage, fairly evenly matched, but the Eagles do have the advantage there. When it comes to defense, defensive offensive score percentage, which is basically the defense's ability to prevent points from being put on the board, Eagles have the advantage there. The Eagles also have the advantage when it comes to creating turnovers. The Panthers have the advantage when it comes to creating sacks overall. And actually, the Panthers have really helped themselves out in this one category. They've really gotten better in terms of creating sacks as the season has gone on. And then when you look at special teams, punt return yardage is mostly in favor of the Eagles. Kick return yardage is more so in favor of the Panthers. Defensively, so the prevention of punt return yardage pretty evenly matched, but the Eagles have the advantage. Kick return yardage pretty not evenly matched, but the Eagles do have the advantage there. Field goal percentage is more so with the Panthers. And then when you look at extra point percentage, is pretty much the same between the two. Punting average is with the Panthers, but the overall data favors the Eagles in numerous categories. As you can clearly see, the Eagles just have advantages in terms of multiple different areas, which matter to winning football games. The better you perform. I mean, it's simple football, guys. If you don't allow a lot of turnovers on offense and you score more points and you prevent more points and you create more turnovers on defense, you're just going to win more football games. You're just going to win more football games. So that's kind of why the Eagles are favored, because of those aspects. They're kind of better than the Panthers in a lot of different areas. Then when we get to some other basic sort of data stuff. So when it comes to completion percentage stuff, I'm not going to focus too much on this. Panthers, so far, have really improved in first down completion percentage. They're pretty much the best offense in the NFL when it comes to first down completion percentage compared to the rest of the NFL. It's just everything kind of falls off a cliff when it comes to second down. And then third down is about average. So that's just the big issue with that. And then, of course, when you get to the Eagles offense versus the Panthers defense, pretty much the Eagles have a big advantage in this game. The Panthers have not been the best when it comes to preventing completion percentage overall this season, and the Eagles just are above average when it comes to second down and third down especially. Then, of course, when you get to rushing down, so this is the first down conversion rate for rushing downs, which is basically the ability for your offense to create first downs with the run, and it's compared to every other team in the NFL. So that's basically what the score is. And then when you look at it from this kind of perspective, the Eagles will have an advantage just because of third down. If you look at the third down, ability to create first downs on third down for the Panthers Big advantage there. So that's kind of the big sort of advantage. The Eagles will have some advantages on first down. Second down slightly for the Panthers, but overall I would say the Panthers do have a big advantage on third down, which could do a lot of things, for the Eagles, because that's where the Eagles defense seems to break down when it comes to rushing defense. Then, of course, we look at the Eagles offense versus the Panthers defense when it comes to running the ball. This pretty much favors the Panthers defense. The big area where the Eagles offense has been performing best when it comes to running the football is first downs, but second down and third down have just not really got it done. And those are also areas where the Panthers just have advantages. So overall, I would say this goes for the Panthers defense. But I do think the Eagles will have some success running the football, especially when it comes to first downs, because that's where the Panthers have also had their big sort of breakdowns on defense, has been first down areas when it comes to the run. And then, of course, when you look at the Panthers offense versus the Eagles defense when it comes to passing downs, pretty evenly matched. I'll say that much. The Panthers will not have advantages when it comes to first down. They'll have a big advantage on second down, and third down, honestly, is a toss-up. The big areas that Cam Newton has really played well this year has been second down and third down situations, especially third down situations. So he's been doing really well in terms of converting on third down with the pass up to this point. And the Eagles' defense has been good at preventing people from converting on third down. So this will definitely be a big matchup. A key matchup in this game is third down situations. Then, of course, we look at the Eagles' offense versus the Panthers' defense. Mostly favors the Panthers, but crucial situation, third down conversion rate. Eagles have been one of the best teams in the NFL when it comes to converting on third down with their passing offense. So this is definitely an area where, despite the Panthers having advantages on first and second down, Wentz is just really good when it comes to third down. So for whatever reason, he's just been really good on third down. I still think that he needs to improve in first and second down. I understand people just go over third down, but the best quarterbacks in the NFL typically do well in all downs, not just third down, all downs. So those would be just areas to kind of say that he could improve is with first down and second down situations. Then, of course, we get to sack rate. So this is basically how often you allow sacks compared to the rest of the NFL. When it comes to this particular matchup, the Panthers will have the advantage, but there's a big advantage for the Eagles on second down. Second down seems to be a big disparity between the amount of sacks the Panthers allow. In fact, most of the sacks the Panthers allow is on second down, and most of the sacks that the Eagles defense gets is on second down. So that's a key matchup to watch. Then, of course, we look at the Eagles offense versus the Panthers defense when it comes to sacks. Overall, does favor the Panthers, but third down situations is where they kind of thrive. The Eagles in general on offense perform really well when it comes to third down situations, even though they mess up on first down. Even though they mess up on first down and they kind of on second down, they kind of get the job done on third down. So this is definitely going to be a key matchup. I would say this kind of slightly favors the Panthers defense because of that first down situation. But I do think that third down is a key down, and I think that that'll be a big sort of matchup in this game. Then, of course, you look at the Panthers offense versus the Eagles defense when it comes to interception ratio. So this is basically the ability to, basically telling you where the interceptions are coming down-wise and also where the defense is getting its interceptions. Mostly favors the Panthers, but third down is a situation where most of the interceptions that the Panthers have been throwing have been on third down. So that's definitely going to be a key sort of situation to see. Then lastly, we look at the Eagles offense versus the Panthers defense. Most of the interceptions the Eagles have thrown have been on second down. And that's not exactly an area where the Panthers defense does really well when it comes to creating interceptions. In fact, overall, overwhelmingly favors the Eagles. The Eagles have just not had that many issues throwing interceptions, except for second down. That's the only area, that's the only down and distance where they've had issues in terms of throwing picks and stuff like that. So overall, what are my general feelings about this particular matchup? Well, I think the Eagles are going to win this one. I think overwhelmingly, most of the data points in that direction. There's not one thing that really sticks out like a sore thumb that is really going to give the advantage to it is home field advantage. I will say that much. The Panthers will be playing at home, so you do have to account for that to a certain extent. But I do think that the defense for the Eagles has been doing just enough to do some things. I think offensively, when it comes to the Eagles, they've been getting it done, especially when it comes to third down. Neither one of these teams, or neither one of these quarterbacks for that matter, in Cam Newton and Wentz, who honestly are playing very similar. Cam Newton's doing really well on third down. Wentz is doing really well on third down as well, if not better than Newton. But they've been playing really similar in terms of, like if you just look at the efficiency and stuff like that. Sure, Wentz has been better in terms of completion percentage and stuff like that, but when it actually comes to converting and different downs and distances, they've been very similar into how they do that, how they approach that. So that is going to be a key sort of thing to see. But overall, I just have to go Eagles. There's just, everywhere you look, there's just a slight advantage to a big advantage, and that's ultimately why I have to go with the Eagles here. So, of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.